So someone just stopping here to cause obstruction. So this is how it is in driving in the Philippines. You need to have what they say, 3 eyes, because you don't never know when someone just suddenly cross over the road that you're driving. Because pedestrians, as you know, don't have pathways to walk on through, and it's not when they're walking on the road, they are forced to go on the road. Look at those women there walking on the actual road because there is no pathways. It's a nice day today, Monday, September 14, 2020, the start of our working week. This week I have Farmer Willie back, but I don't know if she's gonna have a full week this week, because there's a few birthday celebration among our neighbors around, and usually they ask him to be the cook. So knowing him, he cannot say no to these people that's having a birthday, because it's like their 85th birthday. Like Takuy, the ones I have mentioned, I have a video about the old man that's happy to be just relying on his gardens and pension, and then he don't want handouts, you know. And Takuy want Willie to be the cook on his birthday party. You can see there's still gloomy clouds up ahead, so we're expecting to have rain this afternoon because we cannot see any silhouette of the islands far ahead. And we are work-wise, of course, Willie will continue to clear out the BPP, while here in the storeroom project, my two lads, Jarrell and Junel, will still be making the forms. Like I said, precision work cannot be rushed. So hopefully tomorrow that will be it. We can pour that because Wednesday I think Junel will be off because it's his son's birthday, and then again that will be Willie doing the cooking. So I'll go and see the update on my lads, and I'll go back to you. Jarrell and Junel are continuing making the forms like I have expected, and so hopefully if they can do this all day today and then we can pour this tomorrow, that will be a good job. Then Junel can rest because he had a birthday party of his son on Wednesday. That will be a good thing to pour this before he leave for Wednesday. So I've noticed my Cattleya orchids here are getting better. It's blooming more and more, and then getting healthier looking now that he is here on the open. Wow, good job, Cattleya. So Junel is working on this side and Jarrell on that side. So basically they are on their way to finishing it, although only a few pieces left to be formed. And if we could pour this tomorrow, the latest will be tomorrow, I'll be happy. And today Farmer Willie is in the BPP clearing out continually, so I'll check on him as well. Old Lito and Daloy is here fixing the multi-cab, because have you noticed yesterday we have this like spinning sound, like some sound when we go on faster, even if we slow down at the end, that it's still, we can still hear that clicking sound. So hopefully this can be sorted as well today. And have you noticed around here the Daloy have sacked up all our aggregates, so we will pick it up as we use, and this one will be cleared here, and then Old B can start designing his pond. it will be an indoor pond. So they're gonna go for a test drive to see if the sound's still there. I'm going down to my Village Park Paradise. I haven't been able to visit here for quite some time now because I was busy sorting my storeroom project. And Willie was not here for the last couple of weeks because he's harvesting his crops on his farm. So he is back now. I'm going there to bring on his snacks. It's now 10 o'clock in the morning. And to see how's the Village Park Paradise looking now. Is the weeds have grown up or it died with that organic thing that we done, the newly growing one. So another thing that I had an email from is someone who wants to start his own channel and asking some tips on how to make a successful channel. Actually, my channel is only a hobby, and one thing that I could tell you how to have a successful channel is to be able to enjoy making the videos, able to enjoy your channel. You're not strapped that it is your means of living because you will get burnt out. You know, if you're gonna make it into your source of living, then you should treat it as a business. Like when you go to work, you have 8 to 5, then you do the same thing. But I could only share with you how I do mine because I only do this channel for my own entertainment. Give me something to do. And a cure to my extrovertness. And here we are now. You've seen that the road has been compacted quite nicely. And the budget bungalow have their windows on. As you notice, it's not sheets of metal anymore. And I want to look for Willie because I was bringing his snacks. I lock one pane of glass on the window because Apollo is not giving me the glass. There, it's locking one glass. So here we are. They left it like this last time. We have poured the slope. And we are now, when they come back here after the top beam, and it will be just rendering by Jirel, they will be pouring the slopes here as well and start leveling it out. So you can see that the side of JT is still as clear as it is. And newly growing weeds have also dried up. They don't grow up so fast. So Willie will have to update on these new ones as well that start sprouting out from the ground. But here I am on the Village Park, and it's looking nicely as we go on. Nay Wells, snack me mo. So I'm just calling him to give him his snacks. Salamat atong kalbasa, oy. I'm thanking him for the squash that he bought, a few squash for his own consumption, but it's like 10 squash. He gave me 1 piece, so I selected the smallest one. So there's some newly growing weeds on the part here, but those on the top has already been dried out. So he has been clearing it out since this morning. He said to me that there's a lot of like plastic and wrappers and all that, so the kids are still going here. So he's now going towards the Turner side. I think the children are going to this side in the Turners because it's still open. So I think it will stop by the time that the Turners will wall that part. Then they will be struggling. You know, the land of the Turners, if they wall it, they will be struggling to come here. They have to climb over the top, this high walls. And then I'll be extending that wall where the bungalow is to make it higher so they won't just jump over, because I have seen these children here on the Korean, you know, the Korean house have all the siblings of the Filipina living there. They have 4 or 5 siblings with their families, so that's the children coming from. And here is becoming neater and neater. So Farmer Willie is over here on the way to the Turner's lot. So I'm expecting it. If he is not be the one doing the cooking, he will be done on my side this week, or a little bit on the Turner side. So you can see the leaves of the mango trees, the Turners, and even this one are changing. You know that when the mangoes are changing leaves, you cannot spray or make them fruit for at least 6 months to make the leaves more mature. So now that they are changing leaves, those mangoes are be left alone for 6 months so they can go mature and protect the tree. So I got loads of dry leaves here on the mangoes, and I told Farmer Willie just wait for the whole process to be finished before you start sweeping it out, because they keep on every day dropping. Look at those old ones, they just continuously will drop, and you have to leave the plant alone for 6 months, at least 6 months. And they're yellow green, and you have to wait for them to be dark green. So there's a lot of garbage here and dog poops. So Farmer Willie was clearing out most of this since we have not been here for over 2 weeks, and I think that's why they just roaming around here freely, playing, dumping their rubbish around. So here is the view on JT's. We have not cleared those things yet. Anyway, it won't hurt when we all finish the mainland here, when it's all clear. He's using his hoe, the sarol, to clear out what all this plant, because they are poisonous plants. I mean, their saps are very tingly to the skin, and no good. They have to go. And most of these trees can go on, the palm trees can go, all these trees that's blocking the view can go after we cleared all the land. So we'll soon be here after the header beam. Then you'll see updates of the BPP. So I'd like to continue about the email that's asking me about the how to build up your channel. You need to be spontaneous, you know. You have your idea of what your content's gonna be. If you'll be doing script and trying to keep on reading it perfectly, pronouncing the words and all that, you'll be burnt out before you be long enough to maximize your potentials of your channel. But if you are spontaneous in your content, like if you think that your channel will be focusing on fish keeping, then that will be all about fish keeping, fish products, fish feeds, fish cleaner, everything about the fish keeping. You will be doing your content. So basically, I don't feel like that I'm in position to advise you on how to be a successful channel, because I don't really keep my mind on my channel so much. It's just a hobby that after end of the day, I'll go home and watch my comments. I'll go check once in a while if I got, instead of checking Facebook, I check the comments. It's just my own entertainment, to be honest. Although I like the idea of sharing the information to my viewers, and also when I go around shopping for my own use, I just have to film it for your own benefit as well, that you can have the same information that I'm taking. Then you have the idea of what's the prices of the stuff that you so need here in the Philippines, or any ideas about the Philippines. And so that's one of the purpose. I go out, get some prices, I go out and drive around, and I'm sharing it with you. And like here, I got my project right around me. I go out to my house, that's my project, that's my things going on. I just share it with you. Then I also be glad to get the input on some of my viewers on how to do things, which is really very helpful. And that's one thing I like about it. By sharing what I'm doing, I got inputs from experienced builders or experienced people about certain things. And that's what makes it fun, the interaction with my viewers. And also when they thank me for giving them the information, thank me for this, it's really nice to hear that. And it's enough. I'm not asking anything, PayPal donation, membership and all that. My channel is free. Now some of the emails I may not be able to answer them immediately, because I got too much on my plate, but I will take time to answer them as much as I can. So here we are in the BPP Village Park Paradise. Looking at here at the Duranta bushes that we planted last time, it seems like only a few can survive, but that's the thing. But usually they just grow wilting and then new sprouts will grow. I'm hoping they can get their roots out, then they can survive. But that will be a good bushes here. And then on the back, the red bushes, like I'm gonna make it like a steps, but not a worry, because I could just ask more on the neighborhood around. And now that Farmer Willie is here, it will be cleaned up again, because I don't expect the other lads will be cleaning it up, especially Daloy. No, he's good at making muck, but aside from that, nothing else. So the cleaning is Willie's job, and the gardening. So here, and you can see how far he has done. He's been cleaning the whole site for all the rubbish. He said this morning there's a lot of like packets, plastic packets and all that. So I think the children are here playing because we're not here. That's what the update for today, and I'll give you another update later. I'll just go and check on my lads so they can continue their work, because that is an important for me, that the header of the beam on my storeroom can be done. Then Junelle and Julito will be back here. I'm driving right now in Mandaue City. Now I'm in AS Fortuna, joining on to the highway Mandaue. There is not much work going on my storeroom project, because they are still doing the precision work of the forms for the header beams. So hopefully they'll be finished today, and then we can pour that tomorrow. And then the boys will go back to the BPP, the Village Park Paradise, and then Jirel will be the one left there doing the rendering. And then the welding man, when he installed the gate, that's the next one that he's gonna do, is the trusses on that storeroom. Then after that, after rendering, trusses, roof, then Junelle can come back and do the tiling inside, then painting, and then I'm moving my stuff in. But right now, since it's just precision work, I took time to take out my daughter. We have lunch together, and now we're picking up pots in Liluan because me and her would like the terracotta pots more for the plants that I've been buying in the mountain areas than the plastic ones, because the plastic ones won't last long. They become brittle, and I do like that terracotta because they are, when they get broken, I just repair it again with the cement, and then it's done. It got the same coloring, or the paint that's the same color, and it's like new again. So right now I'm waiting for the traffic light to go green, so I could go straight to the highway, straight on to Consolacion, then Liluan, because that's where we find the terracotta pots that I featured before in my earlier videos. But I think I'll do them again when I go there today. It's not a very nice weather here in the Philippines right now. It's drizzling once in a while, but also not too bad, because it's also making us not so hot. Because if you know, the Philippines is always so often hot, not always, often hot and sunny. But if it's just like this, it's livable when it's not a heavy downpour. Now it should be going now, but it's not moving. Only the other side is moving. I am now in Highway Mandaue. This is what we call here National Highway Mandaue City. And this is where you find, if you're looking on the left, is Belmont Hardware. And there's two hardware there. There's industrial hardware and the normal hardware. But you know, the most of the tools, machines that I feature is found here, because some people asking the location of Belmont cannot find it. It's actually here in National Highway Mandaue, and you can also find them in Magallanes City. Magallanes Street in Cebu City. So here, this is what you're gonna take the road if you're going to the north of Cebu. So hopefully, when the fourth bridge of Mactan, Cebu, that will be going through Liluan, then when you're going to the north, you will not be passing Mandaue City. So it's very traffic. On the right, you see there's MG Motors and Chevrolet. They are owned by the same company, by Mr. Franklin Ong. But they are very accommodating when I want to video their cars. So you heard that the Cebuano, that during the election, just after I just videoed the Chevrolet collection before, and there was election here for mayors, and the showroom of Chevy, the Chevrolet, was been attacked, and all the glass there was broken, attacked by the political opponents of the owner. So as usual, Mandaue City is very traffic. So up ahead, you can see on the right side, that's Pacific Mall. That's another mall where Gaisano Metro department store is house, because Pacific Mall is owned by the Gaisanos. So we have two metros here, three metros here. Metro Ayala, which is in Ayala, and then Metro Colon, and then this is the third one, Metro in Pacific Mall. So I think I'll just have to stop now, because it will be boring just showing you the traffic. But this is now going to, when you turn on the right beside Pacific Mall, that will be taking you to the second bridge for Mactan, Cebu. connection. So here I am still in the National Highway Mandaue. I'm passing by City Hardware. It's on the left side, and I'm stuck by this highwayman, patrol highwayman. Oh, I thought he smacked that motorcycle. And so we just have to wait. It's now 4 p.m. I don't know if we can reach if the traffic's like this, but I will divert on the other side of the road to return to my place. So going on. So that's why it's needed to have a fourth bridge here, so that the people going to the north won't have to pass by Mandaue, saving the traffic. That's what the theory is, but there will be a fourth bridge. It will be from where the back of MEPS, you know, where the ferries going to Camotes is, that I went there once, and that will be connecting to Liloan, Cebu. So Mandaue City, this is the heart of Mandaue City. There you can find a lot of merchants, small merchant shops here, like tent place, you know, the big tarps for tents, and woodworking place. But there are just small shops. That the problem is the parking. How can you park in the highway? Come on. So we just stop again. Because there's a lot of pedestrians here. You also find the color roof place called Dwight Steel is here on the left side. Atlas milling for your corn grits and rice. You can directly buy rice there from the people that take their rice there to be milled. Instead of going to their place, you can get information about the suppliers that have their rice milled in there. Stainless steel suppliers is also there next to it. Basically, this is getting hard traffic now. I think I'll just have to divert. I'm still in the National Highway, but this is now the Barangay Basak. The same location here in Mandaue Highway. And I think I'll have to turn left going to Candoman Road, because I don't think I'll reach the terracotta pot seller. It's almost 5 o'clock and I still have to pass the Consolacion traffic. So I'll just have to film here so you can see what some of you may be familiar with this road, because you have been to the north of Cebu City. Cebu rather. So it's green light. I hope it's go through. Keep going. So you can see there on the left is Rick's Auto Sales, National Highway, Barangay Basak. So this is also where you find in the Basak part of Mandaue Highway the Gaisano Grand Mall, which is there. You can see on the right side. Then there's the market. It's really hard to find a parking space in this area. There's a lot of things that I could film, but there is no parking. There's a lot of hardware store as well in this area. But there are a lot of trade shops, you know, the auto glass makers, the different home builders things, like the one that sells those amakan types of for sheds. There's even the surplus, you know, the chairs that you put on the back of the multi-cab, taken from the surplus cars. You can buy it that here. So moving forward, so I'll be turning on the right, on the left I mean, on this one, following this car, and that will take me to the Candoman Road. So now I'm going into this Candoman Road. Now you've seen how narrow is the road here. There's market both side. But still, oops, doggy. The dog's trying to cross while I'm going through. So now is the time for the people to go to the marketplace. So that's why you can see a lot of pedestrians out on the streets. So they have the Candoman Town Center here as well on the right side, near the marketplace. So there's the Paradise Garden for wedding venues, also located here in Candoman. So when you get out here of the end of the road of Candoman, it is Talamban. Tintay Talamban. So Candoman Road is known for all the factories, makers, manufacturers of furnitures, roofings. They are located here. So like machine shops. And so when there's a lot of factories, they also expect a lot of urban dwellers. So what I mean are the slum areas, because the factory workers, some of them are from the city. They don't want to be having mortgages on their accommodations. So any small space that they can find around the city, they will just build a shanty that they can temporarily live on. So that is expected. The Kinex modular furniture shop, that is expected that within factories, you know, areas with loads of factories, there's also a lot of urban dwellers. pedestrians on the bike. So it's not so bad the traffic here in Candoman, but I bet in Consolacion it's hilarious. Because even if it's normal quarantine days, it's still traffic there. I can't believe that road in Consolacion. So someone just stopping here to cause obstruction. So this is how it is in driving in the Philippines. You need to have what they say, 3 eyes, because you don't never know when someone just suddenly cross over the road that you're driving, because pedestrians, as you know, don't have pathways to walk on through, and it's not when they're walking on the road, they are forced to go on the road. Look at those women there walking on the actual road because there is no pathways. And if there is pathways, 9 out of 10 it will be used by someone trying to sell something. So, or the house that's beside it will be using it as an extension of their house. So these are the things that you need to consider when you live here and you drive on the roads of in the Philippines. I can only say for myself, the ones here that I'm showing you. She's trying hard to overtake me, and what is she doing? Just driving so slow if you're trying to overtake someone. So this is the biggest Candoman Market over here. You can see all the marketplaces now swarmed by people doing their shopping for the tonight's dinner. And also on the other side, so like this whole area is a big market, and you got Metro Supermarket. That's not Metro Department Store, so just Metro Supermarket, but it's not complete. So as a foreigner driving here, if you're new to driving here, that's one thing that you need is a bag full of patience every time you drive on the roads in the Philippines. Because unfortunately, even the pedestrians, the drivers are not so well disciplined. They will just overtake when they want to, and same with the pedestrians, they will cross whenever they want. And this, like, the roads are also occupied by the people that's walking, that's supposed to be on the sidewalk. Now we are nearing the Ateneo De Cebu. That blue building that you see there, that is the Eagle's Nest Condominium. And there's a lot of condominiums around this area. Casili Hills, Charles Peak, just to name a few. But they are here in Candoman Road, where the main road will be this Candoman, and then you can go left or right. So look at that, another condominium was built there. So you can see it's not so bad traffic in here. So there's supposed to be a checkpoint. Actually, there's barriers on the road. There's nobody checking. Make it awkward for the traffic. see the student walking right on the road. So you tend to go on the middle of the road, and then the other side as well will tend to meet you because they're doing the same thing. And also the vehicles parking on the road. That's another thing that you need to expect. So I am now in Tintay Market. This is Tintay Market on the right. And that's where the Talamban jeepneys, Talamban buses stops. And they have a new commercial center on the left. But it's just finished constructing. It's called the FFC Tintay. Now from here, I'm gonna go turn left, and that is now to my turning the Talamban main road. Again, another barrier to make yourself go on the other side, aka checkpoint. I am now on Talamban Road. I usually turn on the police station area, but here I am further from that. You also got this bicycle problems as well, because the one on the bikes think that they have the right to go on the fast lanes as well. Because we don't have bicycle lanes. So I'm gonna turn on this little road. I have to look at the right mirror because there's a lot of motorcycle trying to overtake. So I'm going to the right now. Then I'm on Banilad Road. Bakayan Road, I mean. So this is now my familiar route of driving, and so I'll just turn off because I've been showing this to you so many times. I'm here in the welding man's place, and I'm showing it to you, the update on my gate in between. You know, you have seen my big gate, the Jurassic gate like I call it, and this is the in between where I file my sand and gravel. So this is the stage that they are right now. So after this, they're gonna be making my trusses for the storeroom and the planters for my daughter's garden. So this is what stage they are now, and then they will install it on my place. This is what they've done today. I just missed the boys before they left. Arrived about 5:10, so 5 o'clock, 10 minutes past. But this is all ready to be poured in. You can see that they have the pipes in the center of each panel like I wanted them to do. So when we put the electrics, there's no need for chipping. And they just put the wire through, the cable, electric cable through, because I want lights outside in each panels. Now it's all ready to be poured in, tied, and everything there. So tomorrow I'm expecting them to pour this, but there's a problem here. There's still a gap. I think they will sort this out tomorrow. And let's see outside what it looks like. The one that's working on this one is only Jirel and Janelle. So Julito and Deloy was actually fixing the multi-cab. As you can hear, yesterday we have that clicking sound on the rear end tires. So they were trying to trace the problem. And I know that Julito may not be the mechanic, certified mechanic, but he was driving his jeepney since he was 16 because he inherited the jeepney from his father before, and he is the sub of his father. So his father like take it once in a while, but he's the one that's majority is taking it out for a ride because in his time you can drive at the age of 16 before. So they also fixed their own jeepney, so that's why he got a bit of a lifetime experience at his age of fixing the vehicles. And so they have a last bet here, this one here, that they need to square up first. So this is the one that they're gonna have to do tomorrow, so we can just pour it all at once. So I need to remind Aloy not to start pouring and then rushing them because I know what he's like. So I want it done properly. But it's gonna look good. And you've seen that the gate's almost there. The second gate on the in between there. Outside, you know, where the multi-cab that you can see. That gate that I just featured will be there. So it's looking good. And also today, after Julito has fixed the multi-cab, the problem was the bearing, not the thing, the chassis on the back. Julito also finished the rendering on here, so I could have it all cleaned up. I'm planning to put a tile on the bottom of this one. You know, the tiles that Old B had taken off from the bar. I'll have it all like a skirting for all the cement here, even here. So I'll start cleaning the house now. And here, where they chip for the welding of this gate, it is now rendered.